My name is Matt Mordini. I'm a local dance pro here in the Chicago area. I'm also the director of the Theology of Dance Institute. What is the Theology of Dance? Basically, it's based upon really obviously dance, but this idea called the theology of the body. The theology of the body usually refers to a series of what's called papal audiences, addresses made by the late John Paul II from 1979 up to 1984. What it was is it was a kind of an overview, a broad compilation, a vision of what it means to be male and female in the image and likeness of God. If you go back to the first book of the Bible, Genesis, and you look at the first chapter, God says, "Let us make man in our image and in our likeness." Now, a lot of times the Jewish readers looking at that would say, oh, this is a testament to God's majesty. And Christians see that too. We see something different too. We see this actually as a sign of God as community, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And so when God makes us male and female in His image and likeness, that being made male and female is actually a sign that tells us who God is and tells us how we're supposed to love. And so this whole theology of the body is based around this idea that being male and female tells us who God is and how we're made to love one another. Partner dancing is a dance that has a male and a female role to it. And we can find, actually, Lewis points this out. He says that dancing is actually a stylization of courtship. C.S. Lewis points out the fact that if you took a lifelong romantic love and you distilled it to its essence and put it to music, you have what would be the partner dance. And this basically allows us to have this really concentrated view of what a lifelong romantic love looks like. In some senses, like, cliff notes for the theology of the body, that we take all of it together in one place and gives this nice broad overview for understanding it. Partner dancing is both a very chaste and intimate friendship, and it's also a beautiful and moving and living form of art. Now, as a friendship, it helps us develop the virtues of chastity and modesty. And in fact, it's one of the most effective ways to do so. It just allows us to really come to understand and be very confident in sharing ourselves as male or female with each other in a way that's very loving and that's respectful of the other person. And it's so effective in helping people become very confident in their sexuality and in who they are and who God made them to be. When I talk to people about the Theology of Dance Institute, and a lot of them ask the question, well, what is it? What are you doing? And the response I get, it kind of varies. If I'm talking to somebody who doesn't dance, maybe they're strong in their Christian faith, they're like, okay, that sounds kind of interesting. They're interested, but they're kind of like, tell me more about that. They're trying to figure out, what this whole Theology of Dance thing's about. But when someone dances, the response is very different. When I talk to someone who's alive with the Christian faith, maybe even read the Theology of the Body, on which a lot of the stuff is based, and dances, their eyes just light up like, oh, this makes so much sense. And I think that in itself kind of explains to me why I'm really excited about what Theology of Dance is. So why the Theology of Dance Institute? For 3 reasons. 1, as a form of art, dance is the way that we can understand who God is, how we love Him, and how we love our neighbor. As a friendship, it's a way to develop the virtues of chastity and modesty. And finally, it's a lot of fun.